Hey beautiful people, Sarah Voronov here, sharing with you my RBM breathwork, Rebirthing Breathwork Mastery practitioner training. It's always so long. Today is session 26, I believe. It is so interesting to see how your process with breathwork changes over time. So like before, I would always come to a breathwork session. My breathwork training has been online, and I would come in and I will have usually written, like journaled a little bit, like what's kind of happened for me the week, write everything out, kind of come to an intention. And what I've noticed now is that I'm able just to come as I am and not be so fully prepared, but trust myself that as I speak into what is happening for me in life, that I will land in an intention for the day. And that in itself is such big progress in my nervous system unwinding and feel safe enough to not always be prepared, not always feel like I need to have everything organized. So like if you're watching this and that has been your patterning, just know that breath work is an amazing tool to help build up safety within your nervous system, to feel like it's okay to come as you are. So I did end up writing in my journal, but some of the things that I had noticed, so since last week's breathe, I think I mentioned I'm in launch mode for my business. And when you're launching something, whether it's business or you've got kids, like it just brings up a lot of your stuff, a lot of your material. And so I noticed that for my last breathe, then I went into all of this fear and panic and I'm lost and I don't know what I'm doing. And I shared in my breathwork group that I'm in what I was going through, and there's a term in breathwork where you call it bottoming out, but it's actually a good thing in the fact that you just, again, speak into what is true for you, blah, 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 you let it all out until it feels like the energy's settled, and then you get to a place of either clarity or an intention, something. And so I did that in my group, and I realized in that I can feel lost and I can figure things out. And it's safe for me to do so. For so long, even in breath work, I've been doing all this inner work for ages. And it's taken me now to build up enough safety in my nervous system to feel like it's okay to not have my stuff together. So in my breathwork group thread online, a little chat space, I had always been the one that's reflecting back or providing support and not really sharing really what was going on for me, because I felt like I was fine or I can handle it. I'm processing it by myself. And even through most of my breathwork sessions, even though in a breathwork session you can put your hand up and you can get support from the facilitator to help you move through things, I've only just started to do that in the last few breathes. Even before that, when I first got introduced, I was so much either in my ego or felt like I was equipped, because I've got all these other nervous system tools. Like, I don't need any help. I'm okay. I'll process it by myself. Even in my breathes, I was trying to talk to myself and help myself through it, almost like to the facilitator, I don't need you, you're okay, like I've already done your job, don't worry about it, like I can help myself. And what I found has been really interesting, and what I'm noticing, is that it's okay to show up super messy, and it's not like it doesn't mean anything. Showing up messy, feeling like you're lost or unprepared, it doesn't mean anything at all. You're just really being honest with where you are at in your process. And leaning into that, I don't know why I've gone on this tangent, but leaning into that, I've just felt so much more okay to be myself and show up in the world as I am, and lean on support and receive support, and not have to be clear on what kind of support I need as well. Just knowing that in the process of reaching out, I will figure it out. So that's been so many things that I've been noticing. Also, I've been noticing with myself with this business launch where I have been, because I've had intentions around alignment and clarity, but just noticing where I'm unsure about something and I might like take a step towards and like try something out and go, oh, you know what, that does not feel right. And then come back in and go, oh, that's all right. Like, I'm not making myself wrong for trying something and it not working out. It's just like, well, it didn't work out and now I can come back in. Like I contacted someone because as I said, I'm in this launch. I contacted someone online and I just thought, oh, hey, maybe you'd be interested in this thing that I'm doing. Like, how are you? This is the thing I'm doing. If you're interested, come along. And then I was like, oh my gosh, afterwards, I was like, that didn't feel right. That felt super spammy and that is not me. And so I went back and I was like, so sorry, I did that. That was really spammy. How are you? Like, let's start again. And they didn't actually reply. Doesn't matter. But for me, it was like, oh, I tried something, it didn't feel good. I tried something, it didn't feel good. So that also feels really fun and nice in my body. And I realized even with this program that I'm launching, Radiant You, which is to come back to the truth of who you are and stop hearing the stories in your mind, believing them, to remember the truth of who you are. I feel like no one's going to sign up for that one, and that's actually okay. Like, I've gotten so much from that launch itself, but what I do feel like people are probably going to be drawn to is me teaching this thing called neurovasculars. They're points on the body which help to relieve stress, integrate our organs and our emotions and our body energy. So I do feel like people are going to come to that one, and I'm going to share that with the world in a few days and see if anybody wants to join. But it feels really easy now, and I guess what all of this came to was, oh, that's right. I had like a kinesiology session on Friday, because I'm a kinesiologist as well, and I was doing some extra units around spiritual issues. And what was coming up was like this feeling of, I want to receive, like I'm putting all this stuff out into the universe, out into the world, and I was like, I really want to receive it back. And so I think I based my intention around that. And I was feeling into like, I want to be fully unleashed in that. I was like, I intend to receive like unlimited receiving from the universe, including finances, receiving it in the most unexpected ways, but being in discernment and choosing what is what am I fully wanting to bring in that is going to be fully aligned for me. And it's going to allow me to feel energized, propel me forward, so many opportunities, being in expansion, feeling so good, living my aligned life. And in my body, I felt really open and really energized, because actually before that, I was feeling really tired. And what was so interesting, that even in my intention, so when I started my breathe, I realized that what was really behind my intention was, I want to have money. And because it was something that I said in my, like when I was talking to my facilitator, like, oh, but like, you know, the receiving abundance, like, also like money, like that's actually a thing that I really want. And in my breathe, I realized like that's something that I want, but I have felt like is not okay. I was looking for permission to want it. And I could see all these stories around money that has been around for my childhood and generations, like being around my parents and everyone arguing around money. And I think at some point, because I saw so many people arguing around money, that it was something they used as a weapon to like lord over someone, like, oh, if you don't do that, or you won't get the inheritance and all this. I think I must have made a decision really early on that I said, I don't want any money. I don't want to be a part of that. And also there was like a memory which I have visited before, but it was like when I was younger, I would do chores around the house. And I remember when I first started vacuuming the house for my mum, or, you know, to support the family, my nana said, and I got paid $2, my nana said to me that I should do it for free. Like, oh, I shouldn't really be paid for it. Like, it's something that I should just do. And I think I took that lesson. I was like, oh, so I shouldn't be paid for my work. Like, what kind of belief is that? And yeah, also just seeing like generationally, like money's always been this really scarce thing and you have to like hold on to it, and it's really like, it's like painful to like almost pay for things. Like and yeah, just so many money stories. So I realized in my breathe, I want to say, I want money, to actually claim that I want money, and that's okay to want money. And so I felt my whole teeth all clenched, my whole body was tight, and then I have this new feeling that sounds like I can ask for help if I want it, but I felt like I wanted to talk about it, but I couldn't. Like, my whole jaw was so tight, and it took me like saying it in my head, I want money, and then for me to like slowly, like, I was releasing all this energy from my jaw, from my mouth, and I said, I want money, and I was saying it softly, because at this point there was actually someone else in the group breathe that was talking to the facilitator, and they were actually talking about money. How funny. Well, synchronized energy. And then I just slowly was saying, I want money, and I said it louder and louder to say, like, I want money. And I don't just want a little bit of money. I want to create, generate, and receive millions of Australian dollars. And, you know, that's a big thing to admit, because I had this like wrapped up in what money is, and it's bad and it's evil, and if you're a person that has money, then you must be bad and evil, and you shouldn't want it, and all these things. And now it's like, well, actually I do want it. And I could see like having money and it being okay with like having money and actually wanting it for myself and my family first of all, and then feeling like, okay, now I can like expand that out to the rest of the world, and feeling like I'm allowed to have money, I'm allowed to want it, and I'm not a bad person for wanting it, and I can create it and have it. So I was like just seeing like all the good things that I can create with wealth, you know, not just for myself, but for other people. But it starts off with myself, and then for that to be okay. And it felt so good in my body, and I just felt really open in my whole body and my breathing. I think I dozed off for a little bit, and then I came back to, and yeah, I could just feel it all. And as I was talking with my facilitator at the end during debrief, I realized that because I've become aware of some of these patterns, these, you know, beliefs around like I, you know, have to work for free, and deciding that I don't need money or didn't want it, and that it's bad. Like I kept saying bad person, which still feels like it. There's some stuff there, there's some material. And I'm excited to see what shifts and what moves from that, because I think what I landed on, like where I'd like to move towards, is I'm a good person who can generate and create a lot of good in the world. I think that's like something that I'm moving towards, is that I am a good person who can do a lot, who can create and generate lots of money and do a lot of good with that money. Because the story has been there's like bad people doing bad stuff with money, but I'm a good person who can do good things with money, and seeing that it's possible. So yeah, I will see where I land with what unfolds. So I always talk about like the unfolding process. Like you set these intentions, you shift the energy, and then you have to notice, not have to, well, you can choose to notice what's happening with life, how you react, how you respond. And then we'll see where the following week takes me. And also this other cool thing, like, I don't know why, but I had this really big sense that I've applied to find out what was my actual time of birth. I feel really called to it. I'm not sure if any of you know human design, But with human design, it's based off your time of birth. And although my mum had some sort of inkling, she wasn't quite sure, and I just feel really this big urge to find out. So I have, and I feel like I'm going to get sent an email today to find out my time of birth. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah, I feel so good in my body in this process of rediscovering more like, well, unwinding all the stories and beliefs. And I think this money part on receiving is going to be a big unwinding process for me, but it's going to be so expansive and feels so good at the same time. So yes, thank you for your time, for watching, if you have, and if this is giving you any aha moments about your own process, or if you have any questions around breath work, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Bye.